because of you, we can say we stand proud and save the day. Though tough times make shake, cause we will find a way. Cause in you we find the courage, in you we find the strength. You can't be shaken. Your heart's someplace I know. In you we find the courage, in you we find the strength.
When I was a child, I dreamed of the sky. Never really wondering why. And when I was grown, I flew through the clouds, soaring into the great unknown. Above all rain and wind and stormy nights, our hearts are strong and unified. Above all sacrifices and endless nights, lift your head, look to the sky. 2, 3, 4. Shaken like stone, courage arises to fight for our home. Brothers and sisters, together we stand. The eye in the sky that guards our land. So get on your feet, feel the wind and soul. Spread out your wings, rise above all.
When times get weary, I won't be afraid. I am thankful that I can count on you. With strength and courage, you guide me too. I know we're stronger, together we'll make it through. Hold on, stay strong. We will face it day by day. We are with you all the way. Hold on, stay strong. We will face it day by day. We are with you all the way. When times get weary, I won't be afraid. I am thankful that I can count on you. With strength and courage, you guide me too. I know we're stronger, together we'll make it through. Hold on, stay strong. We will face it day by day. We are with you all the way. Hold on, stay strong. We will face it day by day. We are with you all the way. Hold on, stay strong. We will face it day by day. We are with you all the way. Hold on, stay strong. We will face it day by day. We are with you all the way.
The boldest of sons, will you reach and carry the torches? The marks of the ones, a symbol to whom has created. Old was the road, those worries will worry us no more. Raising a glass, a toast to the past from our new shores. Isn't it a stranger feeling, having faith in what you don't know? But we've had some sacred healing. Now's a chance to be bold. We are the people. We've had the chance. We thank the fathers. Sons, make your stand. We have the power to show all we've had. We are the people. We'll make our stand.
Happy SAF Day, everyone! My name is JK.
And I'm Joanna.
Welcome to the SAF Day Parade 2022.
2022 is a special year, for we commemorate 55 years of national service. In just a few minutes, we will be streaming this year's SAF Day Parade live to you from the SAFTI Military Institute.
Thank you for joining us on this very special day for the Singapore Armed Forces.
Indeed. Today's date, the 1st of July, is a very significant one for the SAF, isn't it, JK?
Yes, it is. In fact, 53 years ago, on the 1st of July, 1969, the very first SAF Day, then known as Armed Forces Day, was commemorated in Singapore. It is a special day set aside for our Army, Navy, and Air Force to reaffirm their pledge to support and defend the Constitution and to rededicate their loyalty to the President and the nation.
Since 1969, every 1st of July, we stop to remember what the SAF stands for, and that is to always be ready to protect and safeguard the peace and security of Singapore.
You'll be able to witness the SAF Day Parade live in just a few minutes, but first, here's a look at how training in the armed forces has evolved over the years.
Have you ever wondered, why must we serve? We serve for the ones we love. We serve for this place we call home. We serve because we don't own what we cannot defend.
I could sense the pride and purpose from our soldiers. So, to all of you doing your part for our country's defense, thank you for your service.
Thank you indeed. And very soon, 14 SAF contingents will begin marching on to the grounds at the SAFTI Military Institute to kick off today's parade.
They may make it look simple, but when you see the parade later, it is the result of countless hours of preparation, coordination, and hard work.
That's right, there was a tremendous amount of preparation for today's parade, and here's a glimpse of what happened behind the scenes.
Execute the regulation pause. Every movement should be sharp.
This is the first time in 3 years that we are having a full-scale parade, which is a significant one for the SAF. It really shows how resilient and confident we are coming out of COVID, emerging stronger from COVID. On this particular day, it is important for us to remember our identity, to reaffirm and pledge our allegiance again to the armed forces, and that's something that many of us look forward to, and it's therefore a very significant day in our calendar, and it's certainly in my personal calendar as well.
We've broken up the training into 3 phases. Last 2 sessions, we are actually part of the shaping phase.
You all need to listen to the music. The first one is for you to pause.
You all are not swinging high enough.
This week, we are embarking into the strengthening phase. We are going into repetitive training. It's to instill muscle memory in them. When they are done strengthening, we are going into the sharpening phase, where we fine-tune their drills, and we will all be ready on 1st of July.
I mentioned the last session. Maintain your focus, maintain your effort during the training.
I've got 2 dreams in my career. First is to jump during NDP. That's why I signed Commando. 2013 was my first jump for NDP. And my second dream was to be the parade RSM for major parades. And here we are today.
My lunch, I felt very happy. I get great support from you guys. It was a very good start.
I call it the happy index. Okay, the more yellow and green you see, the better it is.
The participants' experience is our utmost priority. So we don't want them to just keep doing and not knowing what are the things to focus on.
Since the day I knew that I'm the parade commander, I actually started rehearsing my command. On the actual day, it will be different because there will be a lot of people The moment I take over the parade and I turn around, I believe that there may be, again, some form of anxiety. But it's a matter of how I calm myself down and to remind myself that it's about the parade, it's not about me.
In order to prevent the rubber band effect of the parade, we have to make sure that the pacing is correct for others to follow. It's very important because the entire region is following behind us.
It was hot, but after a while, you just got used to it. Just sweat it out, one band, one sound, everyone together. Yep.
Although it's 30 over degrees, but because of the heat from the ground, it really feels like 40 over degrees. You need to experience yourself outside this hot tarmac area, how the participants feel it when they are having their parade. We take regular breaks and ensure that they are hydrated. Not only that, we have our people using the water sprinkler to make sure that they are cooled down.
I'm just a marcher in the middle row, but no matter how small your role is in the parade, in the big picture, one small person messing up just a little bit, right, everybody can see. By doing your own minor job properly, it creates a better, bigger picture in a contingent and as a parade as a whole.
Very happy to be able to play music for the contingents, the audience, and for Singapore. That's important. I'm really proud to be here, standing on the parade square with everyone else.
As a PNC chairman, this is my first time. It covers a lot of areas from medical, logistics support, food and water supply, transportation, for the participants to come here, and many more. This is to ensure the smooth execution of this whole parade.
First of all, I want to say well done. Okay, you survived CD1 or CD4. Okay, well done to everybody. And let's continue to encourage our Mukamis.
This is my first SAF Day Parade. I'm part of the logistics team. Since this is my forte, I'm very excited actually. The most challenging part is securing the logistic items. For those items which we couldn't secure, we had to actually put up purchases for them.
So with this design by Joanne and team, we will have a sense of identity for SAF Day.
When you think of soldier, the first thing is saluting. This soldier saluting is actually a perfect design for it. We saw this very unique design of a water bottle that's kind of like a triangle, kind of represent the tri-service that we have right now. With the logo on it, it actually shows more of our identity.
Okay guys, stand by for recording.
I'm part of the virtual content team. The experience is fantastic. From the parade front, looking at the rehearsals, looking at the commitment, the sweat that has been put into this parade, the efforts on the ground, it's all very nice to see, to put up a good show at the end of the day. The purpose of showing this on social media is to let the public know what we do and really showcase what we are all about and reach out to as many people as possible.
The public may not see us every day. I think at least once a year, when they know that the SAF is there, it's an important message to send, not just to those who are in service, but to the general public, for them to know that the SAF is still doing what we need to do to ensure our sovereignty.
This parade brings us all together. For the public outside, seeing the national defence all together as one in a single parade, all very well connected, gelled together. It gives a sense of pride and also security in knowing that these are the people that are going to defend Singapore.
We want to use this parade as a reminder to all Singaporeans that NS plays a critical role in the defence of our country.
Our country is our home, where all our families are. It's to remind ourselves why we are here and what we are doing.
It's a form of identity, where all of us, although we wear different shades of uniform, as one SAF, we come together, we are able to rally the force and show them that kind of energy, right? We are ready to defend the country as and when needed.
SAFTI!
I'd like to thank all the participants of the SAF Day Parade. You guys have put in countless hours under the hot sun, rehearsing, training, perfecting your drills for the actual day. And not just that, I think I also want to thank all the committees who have been working behind the scenes to make sure that everything is well provided for, everything runs like clockwork. And I look forward to everything coming together on the 1st of July, where we're going to have a great celebration to commemorate SAF Day. Thank you.
Tahan! Steady!
My home, my homeland, my pride and joy. I will do all I can for my home, my homeland. No place
place else compares to you, homeland. No place else compares to you, homeland.
Such dedication and effort put into this year's SAF Day Parade. The parade is just about to begin and I cannot wait.
Me too. In fact, we will see the SAF conducting a full-scale parade just like how it was before the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's not keep you in too much suspense. The parade is about to start. Let's cross over to the SAFTI Military Institute right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to you live now from the SAFTI Military Institute. If you've just logged into our show, a warm welcome to you.
In just a few moments, the SAF Day Parade will start.
In the meantime, let's take a look at this year's static display.
The AH-64D Apache attack helicopter.
The Heron 1 unmanned aerial vehicle.
The Clearance Diving Group dive support vehicle.
The Combatant Craft Medium.
The Hunter Armored Fighting Vehicle.
And the High Mobility Artillery Rocket System.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Singapore Armed Forces Day Parade 2022. Participating in this year's parade are 3 states and 36 regimental colours, 4 Guard of Honour contingents, 10 marching contingents, and the Singapore Armed Forces Central Band.
Penanda, tanda!
And we've just heard the markers call.
That's right, JK. This is a signal for a representative of each contingent to mark out the positions where the rest of the troops would eventually form up.
Penanda, ke kiri po! Side! Penanda, ke depan masing-masing. Dari kanan, cepat ya! Laut!
If you've just logged into our show, welcome to the SAF Day Parade 2022.
The parade has only just started with the markers call.
And once again, if you've just logged into our show, welcome to the SAF Day Parade 2022.
The parade has only just started with the marker's call. Our troops will be marching onto the parade square very soon.
Penanda akan menghadap ke depan. Ke kanan puk. Set! Penanda rusuh senjata. Penanda senang diri. Penanda tiap.
The parade regimental sergeant major for today's parade is Master Warrant Officer Ing Yu Kiang, Brigade Sergeant Major, 2nd Singapore Infantry Brigade.
Sedih! Yo! Julang senja! Tak! Baris! Darganan! Cepat je! Lot!
The Singapore Armed Forces Central Band is no stranger to our audience. Formed in 1994, the band is the combined talents of the tri-service bands merging as one.
And coming in, we have 10 marching contingents making up the parade today. Among them are the Armour Contingent, the Medical Contingent, the Guards Contingent, the C4I Contingent, the Republic of Singapore Air Force Contingent, the Combat Engineers Contingent, the Republic of Singapore Navy Contingent, the Artillery Contingent, the Infantry Contingent, and the Combat Service Support Command Contingent.
Russo, Sanja, Top, Baris, Kakanando, Rus. Kawalan kehormatan, masuk Baris. Baris, hormat panji-panji, hormat Sanja, tak.
Kawalan kombatan dari kiri, cepat jalan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise when the colors march past your immediate fronts. All military personnel are to salute the colors.
JK, we have 4 Guard of Honor contingents coming up. The first Guard of Honor contingent is formed by the SAF Military Police Command. The second Guard of Honor contingent follows behind. It's formed by the Best Combat Unit, 1st Commando Battalion.
And next up are the 3 state colors representing the Army, Navy, and Air Force.
Behind the state colors is the 3rd Guard of Honor contingent, formed by the Naval Diving Unit.
And finally, we have the 4th Guard of Honor contingent, formed by the Air Power Generation Command. And here we see the state and regimental colors taking up their final position.
We're now waiting for the parade commander to take his position.
Kawalan kombatan ke dalam lu. Terus. Kawalan kombatan, pandang ke depan, pandang. Kawalan kombatan, hormat panji-panji, hormat Sanja, tak.
Baris, Russo, Sanja, tak. Baris, senang deh. 3,
The parade's second in command is Major Samuel Yeo, officer commanding Air Intelligence School, Air Force Training Command. The color's Regimental Sergeant Major is First Warrant Officer Julian Huang, Regimental Sergeant Major, Military Police Enforcement Unit. The Singapore Armed Forces Central Band is led by the Director of Music, Military Expert 4, Ignatius Wang.
First, Sunday, yeah.
Is the parade commander who will now take over from the parade second in command.
The parade's second in command, Major Samuel Yeo, officer commanding of Air Intelligence School, Air Force Training Command, is now handing over the command to the parade commander.
First, Sunday, Beat.
The parade commander is Lieutenant Colonel Cheong Soon Yong Roger, commanding officer, Frogman School and Underwater Demolition Group. The Singapore Armed Forces Central Band will now play for us, We Are One.
And that delightful tune was brought to you by the SAF Band. It is called We Are One.
For those of you who have just tuned in, you're watching the SAF Day Parade live at the SAFTI Military Institute.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of Chief of Defence Force Lieutenant General Melvin Ong, Chief of Air Force Major General Kelvin Kong, Chief of Navy Rear Admiral Aaron Bain, and Chief of Army Major General David Neo.
First, Sunday, go!
And just arriving is the SAF leadership, the Chief of Defence Force, the Chief of Air Force, the Chief of Navy, and the Chief of Army.
Chief of Defence Force will now receive compliments from the parade.
Boys, Hormat Panglima, Hormat, Sanja, To. First, Russo, Sanja, To.
Please be seated.
First, Senang Day!
To the many Singaporeans, servicemen and women, past and present, NS men and volunteers joining us online from around the globe, a very warm welcome to you.
Yes, welcome indeed, and a very happy SAF Day to each and every one of you.
Some of our troops who are currently based overseas have also sent us their greetings. We've pulled them all together. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, I'm Mohan. In behalf of Rockhampton Detachment, Australia, we wish everyone mission success, safety always.
Happy SAF Day!
We are from the Peace Capital Detachment.
Happy SAF Day! Happy SAF Day from Peace Capital Detachment!
Hello, this is Lieutenant Colonel Jim Tao, Commanding Officer of Arms and Traffic. My crew and I are currently deployed to Hawaii, USA for reflect. Here's wishing everyone a happy SAF Day.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Pang Junjie, Commanding Officer of Impeccable, one of our Invincible class submarines. My crew and I are currently training in Kiel, Germany. From all of us, we wish everyone a happy SAF Day!
And that was the SAF band playing the song We the People of Singapore. Singapore, our homeland.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the Minister for Defence, Dr. Ng Eng Han.
First, Sunday, you. Hormat Menteri. Hormat. Senja. Stop. First, Russo. Senja. Stop.
Please be seated.
First, Senang Day!
In celebration of NS 55, here's a heartfelt music video in tribute to all our soldiers. Take a look.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when life was so much simpler that way. Memories remain wherever I go. Puts a smile on my face 'cause I know until the day when my time slowly slips away, I'll always have my back in the day. Hey, hey, hey.
Back in the day. Found sometimes I could better my ways. Back in the day, how did I was put in to make it out of the maze? All the blood, sweat, tears, and the times we shared. All the fears that you had when you're down and scared. No wins without danger. Remember we were strangers. Life can change, but don't never let it change.
I remember back in the day, when life was so much simpler that way.
Yeah, that way.
Memories remain wherever I go.
Yeah, we go.
Puts a smile on my face 'cause I know.
Yeah, I know.
Until the day when my time slowly slips away, I'll always have my back in the day. Hey, hey, hey.
Back in the day. Back in the day. One time for the good old days. One time for the good old days. Back in the day, when we marched on 6-5. No, I love my city 'cause my city kept me alive. 5-5, how we made it this far. Sky is the limit, so we reach for the stars. Hear the drums, sounds like it's meant to be. Looking back, it was destiny, you know it has to be. I mean, this ain't no lie, now it don't make sense for you to touch the sky. Come on.
Back in the day, when life was so much simpler that way. Memories remain wherever I go. Puts a smile on my face 'cause I know. Until the day when my time slowly slips away, I'll always have my back in the day. Hey, hey, hey. Here we go back in the days.
Back in the day.
Here we go back in the days.
Back in the day.
Here we go back in the days.
One time for the good old days.
One time for the good old days.
One time for the good old days.
Until the day when my time slowly slips away, I'll always have my back in the day. Hey, hey, hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of Madam Halima Yaakob, President of the Republic of Singapore.
First, Sunday, you.
And now we are seeing the arrival of our President, Madam Halima Yaakob.
Madam President will be greeted by Minister for Defence Dr. Ng Eng Hen and Chief of Defence Force Lieutenant General Melvin Ong.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to our President.
First, former President, former Sanja! Go! First, Russo, Sanja! Go!
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Madam President, parade form up and ready for inspection. Ma'am.
Now, this is a significant moment for our troops as the President inspects the Guard of Honor contingents, recognizing the contributions made by the servicemen and women on behalf of the nation.
Sworn in on 14 September 2017, Her Excellency is Singapore's 8th President.
First stop, the SAF Military Police Command, which upholds and enforces military law, order, and discipline in the SAF during peacetime and war. The formation carries out policing and security operations, as well as ceremonial functions for both MINDEF and the state.
Representing the Army contingent are the soldiers from 1st Commando Battalion, who will be receiving the Best Combat Unit Award this year. These soldiers are among the SAF's elite troopers, specially trained in airborne reconnaissance and raid missions.
And here are the State Colors Party. They play a symbolic role in today's parade, embodying the unit's history, honor, and tradition.
Representing the Navy are the members of the Naval Diving Unit. The Naval Diving Unit is responsible for all maritime special operations of the SAF, which include general diving, explosive ordnance disposal, and mine disposal.
Representing the Air Force are the airmen and women from the Air Power Generation Command. The command enables the Air Force to generate and sustain effective, timely, and robust air power to achieve the SAF's mission.
Madam President, may I have your permission to proceed with the parade? Ma'am.
In just a short while, the Chief of Defence Force will be leading the SAF pledge. National servicemen and women will come together to recite the SAF pledge and reaffirm their commitment to the defence of our country.
Now, troops from our overseas bases will also join in with the pledge taking.
Thank you, Madam President.
Boys! Senang Day! Read!
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now recite the Singapore Armed Forces Pledge, which will be followed by the observance of 1 minute of silence. May we invite Chief of Defence Force, Chief of Air Force, Chief of Navy, and Chief of Army to the saluting dais.
Boys! Senang! You! Boys! Kali! Senja! Tu!
Chief of Defence Force will now lead us in the recitation of the Singapore Armed Forces Pledge. Please rise.
First, stop! SAFTI MI!
We, members of the Singapore Armed Forces, do solemnly and sincerely pledge that we will always bear true faith and allegiance to the President and the Republic of Singapore. We will always support and defend the Constitution. We will preserve and protect the honor and independence of our country with our lives.
First, SAFTI MI! First, Kali, Senja!
Madam President, Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, over the years, precious sons and daughters of Singapore have lost their lives in the course of service in the SAF. We honor their service and sacrifice to the nation. Let us observe a minute of silence in remembrance of our comrades in arms.
First, Dun! Dong! First, SAFTI MI!
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
First, Sangam Day!
We should now present awards to the winners of the Singapore Armed Forces Best Unit Competition and the Best NS Unit Competition. Introduced in 1969, the Singapore Armed Forces Best Unit Competition is held annually to promote a competitive spirit amongst units. Units are judged on areas such as combat efficiency, marksmanship, security, human resource, and logistical matters.
A similar competition for the NS units is the Best NS Unit competition, which aims to enhance NS battalions' operational readiness and to promote greater esprit de corps amongst operationally ready national servicemen. We shall now invite Minister for Defence Dr. Ng Eng Hen to present the awards to the winners of the Best Unit and Best NS Unit competitions. Minister, sir, please.
The Best Combat Unit is 1st Commando Battalion, commanded by Major Tan Ray Lin. The Best Infantry and Guards Unit is 1st Battalion Singapore Infantry Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Noah Lin. The Best NS Infantry and Guards Unit for 3rd Singapore Division is 786th Battalion Singapore Infantry Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Teo Kai Siang. Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Teo is also the Director, Global Enterprise Strategies of Collins Aerospace.
The Best NS Infantry and Guards Unit for 6th Singapore Division is 783 Battalion, Singapore Infantry Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Tan Ing Chuan Fabian. Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Tan is also the partner of Allen and Gladhill Limited Liability Partnerships. The Best NS Infantry and Guards Unit for 9th Singapore Division is 791 Battalion, Singapore Infantry Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Ko Yashen Jackson. Lieutenant N.S. Ko is also the Director, Business Partnerships of Public Service Division. The Best NS Infantry and Guards Unit for HQ Guards is 758 Battalion, Singapore Guards, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Tan Ken Jin. Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Tan is also the school staff developer at Bartley Secondary School.
The Best NS Infantry Unit for 2nd People's Defence Force Command is 716th Battalion, Singapore Infantry Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Jeremy Lee. Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Lee is also the Assistant Chief Operating Officer at National University Hospital. The Best Armoured Unit is 41st Battalion Singapore Armoured Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Benedict Liu. The Best NS Armour Unit is 474 Battalion Singapore Armoured Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Sam Kar Yin. Lieutenant Colonel N.S. Sam is also the Operations Manager in Amazon Asia Pacific Holdings Private Limited.
The Best Combat Support Unit is 39 Battalion, Singapore Combat Engineers, commanded by Major Chung Chun Che. The Best Artillery Unit is 21st Battalion, Singapore Artillery, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Chan Yi Chuan. The best NS artillery unit is 295 Battalion, Singapore Artillery, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Chu Zhu Liang. Lieutenant Colonel NS Chu is also the Senior Lecturer, Aerospace Electronics at Temasek Polytechnic.
The best Combat Engineers Unit is 39 Battalion, Singapore Combat Engineers, commanded by Major Cheng Chun Chie. The best NS Combat Engineers Unit is 351 Battalion, Singapore Combat Engineers, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Tommy Huang Jingyi. Lieutenant Colonel NS Huang is also the partner of For the Common Goods. The best Command Control Communications Computers and Intelligence Unit is 10th C4I Battalion, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Ong Ing Xiong.
The best NS Command, Control, Communications, Computers and Intelligence Unit is 167 C4I Battalion, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Phua Kian Ong. Lieutenant Colonel NS Phua is also the Vice President at ST Engineering. Receiving the award on Lieutenant Colonel NS Phua Kian Ong's behalf is Major NS Zachary Lo Wei Jing. The best NS Signal Unit is 9th Signal Battalion, 9th Singapore Division Infantry, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel NS Tan Li Yu. Lieutenant Colonel NS Tan is also the General Manager at the Lion City Sailors Football Academy. The best Combat Service Support Unit is 6th Army Maintenance Base, commanded by Military Expert 5 Tan Wee Boon Daniel. The best NS Combat Service Support Unit is 61st Combat Service Support Battalion, commanded by Military Expert 5 NS Tan Jun Tong. Military Expert 5 NS Tan is also the Principal Consultant of Metaloss Advisory.
The best split unit is RSS Tenacious, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Tung Wan Ling. The best Maritime Security Unit is RSS Fearless, commanded by Major Ong Jun Kai. Receiving the award on Major Ong Jun Kai's behalf is Major Justin Ang.
The best Naval Engineering and Logistics Unit is System Readiness Engineering Center Weapons, commanded by Military Expert 6 Kat Zi Yao. The best Naval NS unit is RSS Vigilance, commanded by Senior Lieutenant Colonel NS Kelvin Lim Wee Kun. Senior Lieutenant Colonel NS Lim is also the Chief of Grants Division at Agency for Integrated Care. The best fighter squadron is 143 Squadron, Fighter Group Air Combat Command, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Ng Joel.
The best helicopter squadron is 120 Squadron, Helicopter Group Participation Command, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Shi Yo Xiang. The best Air Combat Support Squadron is 119 Squadron, UAV Command, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Ng Chao Hong Jeffrey. The best ground-based air defense unit is 6th and 9th Divisional Air Defense Artillery Battalion, Divisional Air Defense Group, Participation Command commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Lee Wan Chai.
The best control squadron is 206 Squadron, Air Power Generation Command, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Edmund Lim Tuan Ming. The best air engineering squadron is 811 Squadron, UAV Command, commanded by Military Expert 6 Eng Xiang Ping. And finally, the best air-based operability unit is 608 Squadron, Air Power Generation Command, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Jason Huang Song Heng. Thank you, Minister, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now invite the President to present the Singapore Armed Forces colours to the best combat unit. Madam President, please. The best combat unit is 1st Commando Battalion, commanded by Major Tan Ray Lin. Thank you, Madam President.
Ladies and gentlemen, the parade will now pay compliments to the Singapore Armed Forces colours. Please rise.
First, Sunday! You! First, hormat, panci. Hormat, Sanja! Two!
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Madam President, may I have your permission to march off the parade? Ma'am.
Kawalan Kuamatan Tiap, yang lain, julang, senja, tok. First, akan berjalan keluar dalam masa cepat. Kawalan Kuamatan dahulu bergerak ke kanan, bau. Zik.
The Colour Party will now form up back into the contingent and lead the parade in the march past. As the Colour Party, these men are part of the long tradition that dates back to the early 17th century. Today, the colours remain symbolic in modern armed forces to promote cohesion, camaraderie, and instill a sense of pride and loyalty in the unit. The Colour Party, led by the state colour, is now forming up for the march past together with the 4 Guard of Honour contingents. Colours are awarded for achievements in the fields of combat, training, administration, efficiency, and service to the community.
Kawalan Kuamatan dari kiri, cepat jalan.
Featured in this evening's parade are 3 states and 36 regimental colours, 4 Guard of Honour contingents, 10 marching contingents, and the Singapore Armed Forces Central Band. Formation from all 3 services are represented in the parade. Please rise when the colour pass your immediate front. All military personnel in uniform are to salute to the colours.
Ladies and gentlemen, leading the parade in the march past is the parade commander, Lieutenant Colonel Cheong Soon Young Roger, commanding officer, Frogman School and Underwater Demolition Group. Marching behind the 3 state colours is the Parade Regimental Sergeant Major, Master Warrant Officer Ing Yu Kiang, Brigade Sergeant Major, 2nd Singapore Infantry Brigade. Behind the regimental colours is the Colours Regimental Sergeant Major, 1st Warrant Officer Julian Wang, Regimental Sergeant Major, Military Police Enforcement Unit.
The leading Guard of Honor contingent are personnel from the Singapore Armed Forces Military Police Command, led by Major Huang Zhiwei. The 2nd Guard of Honor contingent is formed by the Best Combat Unit, 1st Commando Battalion, led by Captain Lee Yi-ming. The next Guard of Honor contingent is formed by personnel from the Naval Diving Unit, Republic of Singapore Navy, led by Captain Drayton Ma.
The 4th Guard of Honor contingent is formed by personnel from the Republic of Singapore Air Force, led by Captain Wee Sing Cheong. Bringing up the rear of the 4th Guard of Honor contingent is the Parade Second-in-Command Major Samuel Yeo, Officer Commanding Air Intelligence School Air Force Training Command.
The 1st marching contingent is formed by the infantry led by Captain Muhammad Iqbal bin Abdul Rahim. The 2nd marching contingent is formed by personnel from the Navy, led by Military Expert 4, Kwek Hong Wei. Approaching us is the 3rd marching contingent from the Air Force, led by Captain Keith Wong Min Yu.
The next marching contingent is from the Guards, led by Captain Abdul Sharif bin Sheikh Ahmad. The 5th marching contingent is from the Armour, led by Captain Shamini, daughter of Sega. The next marching contingent is from the Combat Service Support Command, led by Military Expert 4 Shannon Zheng.
The 7th marching contingent is made up of gunners from the Singapore Artillery, led by Captain Ng Hao Jin Ivan. Next, we have the marching contingent from the Singapore Combat Engineers, led by Captain Yi Zhong Yu. The 9th marching contingent is from the Army C4I, led by Captain Tan Jin Guang.
The final marching contingent is from the Singapore Armed Forces Medical Corps, led by Military Expert 4 Sheila Aroina Wan Lee Ting.
Ladies and gentlemen, leading the Singapore Armed Forces Central Band for the March Past is Drum Major Military Expert 2 Chua Keng Hui, and the Director of Music is Military Expert 4 Ignatius Swang. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the Singapore Armed Forces Day Parade 2022. Please rise as the President takes her leave.
And as Her Excellency Madam President takes her leave, today's parade has also come to a close. JK, I can imagine how proud our soldiers on the parade ground feel today.
Indeed, Joanna, what a wonderful sight to see our soldiers today. And with that, we've come to the end of our live stream of the Singapore Armed Forces Day Parade 2022. We hope you've enjoyed the parade, but if you missed out on any of today's action or would like to rewatch the broadcast, we've got you covered.
That's right. Just head to MINDEF Facebook, YouTube and Twitter pages or this website where you can rewatch the parade and find more content related to SAF Day 2022. Once again,
Happy SAF Day! Bye-bye!
personally feel honoured and proud that we've been able to uphold our standard of excellence. The operational landscape today is volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous. Therefore, the commandos have evolved accordingly. Down to the last man in First Commando, we all believe in the purpose of our service, that of service to the nation.
There's a lot of ups and downs in commando training, but at the end of the day, these are my buddies, my detachment mates. These are guys I've known since BMT, and I'll be with them from the start to the end of my NS journey and even throughout reservists. So it's great to have this tight brotherhood.
The weight on our backs may be heavy, but it will never be heavier than the responsibility that has been entrusted to us in defending the nation.
It took a lot of personal sacrifices because as everywhere around us, COVID variants popped up. We actually had to grapple and adapt with a lot of different measures. So trying to balance this as well as maintaining readiness, both platform systems as well as physically and mentally ready, I think those were immense efforts by the crew, but never once did they flinch. Hardware will always be able to deliver on time, on target, if the people are synergized as a team to create that moment.
3, 2, 1, firing missile 07.
The crew knows their ship and her capabilities. A crew that's professionally developed and personally engaged with one another will be able to deliver mission success regardless of the conditions.
Everyone's like a family. It's like you're working with your brother and sister. The bond is always extraordinary, especially with a family-like culture. It's beyond words, I would say. You every day challenge yourself to become a better person. You push yourself to your limits.
I think it's a testament to the squadron's professionalism and team excellence. It is something really deep-rooted in the culture that has a very strong sense of fighter spirit within and strong teamwork. This will allow us to have continued and sustained success.
In all these exercises, we have continually strived to push the envelope to perform our operational duties on a day-to-day basis. This culture of team excellence, teamwork, and commitment to mastery of our craft is what keeps us going on a day-to-day basis. The friendships that we build along the way with the logistics guys as well as the air crew help us a lot, and we can count on each other to ensure that none of us is left behind. Everyone in our squadron, from the NSFs to the NSmen and the regulars, are committed to ensuring that we operate at 100% on a daily basis to ensure that the security of Singapore is always assured.
This award will continue to inspire us to train harder, strive for excellence, and make sure that we continue to produce the top guns for the RSAF.